I'm Dr. Gurpreet Padda, regenerative and interventional pain physician at Regen.MD. I've spent over 30 years at the intersection of anesthesia, pain, and addiction. I have a confession to make. I'm a compulsive self-experimenter. My body has been my primary laboratory for decades. I've tracked my own joint function against my insulin levels, my sleep cycles, and even the smallest shifts in my dietary terrain. And that obsessive data gathering proved something beyond a shadow of a doubt. Joint pain is not an isolated mechanical failure. It is a biological signal that rises and falls with the tide of your whole body health. It's the terrain, not just the joint. If you felt that connection, if your knees scream louder when you're stressed or run down, your intuition is scientifically correct. You've noticed the pattern. You know your joints flare worse when you're sleeping badly or eating the wrong fuels. But when you mentioned this to a doctor, you likely got a blank look, a polite dismissal. Those things are unrelated, they said. But you live in your body, you feel the truth, you're not imagining a pattern, you're observing a physiological reality. The current fragmented medical system simply wasn't built to see the whole map. It only sees the individual islands of pain. The promise I'm making to you today is this. I will show you the single biological thread connecting your joint pain to your overall health. I'll explain why that connection is actually good news, because it gives you a lever, a way to fight back that isn't just a pill or a surgery. Once you understand this link, your whole body, your sleep, your gut, your metabolism becomes a tool for healing your joints. That connecting thread is systemic inflammation, or what we call meta-inflammation, the low-grade fire burning in the background. Your overall health determines your body's inflammatory baseline. It's the biological soil that your joints are planted in. Poor metabolic health, chronic stress, and a high-carb diet all raise circulating pro-inflammatory cytokines like IL-6 and TNF-alpha. These cytokines land on your joints, degrading the cartilage and sensitizing the nerves. They turn up the volume on your pain signals. This meta-inflammation leads to what I call endorphin bankruptcy. Chronic pain and inflammation shut down your natural opioid system, leaving you in a state of hyperalgesia, where everything hurts more because your internal pharmacy is empty. This is why research by Goodson and colleagues shows that chronic pain clusters so tightly with metabolic syndrome across entire populations. And as Encolada Soto proved in 2025, this relationship is bidirectional. Pain fuels metabolic failure, and metabolic failure fuels pain. Think of your joints as a gauge reading your whole body inflammatory state. When the body-wide fire spikes, the joints feel the heat. Now, for the non-obvious truth, this connection is invisible to a system organized by body parts. It's a structural blind spot. There is no specialty, no billing code, and no clinic for your whole inflammatory state. The system is paid to see the slice, not the pie. Your intuition mapped this territory correctly. You felt the link because you were looking at the whole map. The system just doesn't have a department for it. This isn't a knock on your doctors. It's a knock on the assembly line medical model. It's an industrial failure to treat a biological system. So here's the plan. Step 1, measure your inflammatory baseline. Don't guess. Audit the soil, test your HSCRP and fasting insulin. We need to see the biological soil, the LDL-P and the inflammatory cytokines that are feeding the nerve defunctionalization. We don't just treat the joint, we audit the nerves. We use mandatory ultrasound-guided blocks, SGB, SPG, and occipital, to reset the sympathetic nervous system and break the cycle of meta-inflammation at the source. Step 2, lower the load with high-leverage inputs. Cut the acellular carbohydrates and industrial seed oils that stoke the NLRP3 inflammasome. Protect your sleep and build your metabolic sink. Muscle is the organ of longevity. It regulates your glucose and protects your structural integrity. Step 3, support the joint directly with regenerative care. While we lower the systemic load, we use PRP or MFAT to repair the local terrain. We use sub-millimeter precision under power Doppler to ensure the orthobiologics land exactly where the mechanotransduction needs to happen. Step 4, track both your markers and your symptoms together. Watch them move as a pair. When the terrain improves, the joint pain recedes. This is the Regen.MD stack. It's not about managing pain. It's about changing the biological environment that allows pain to exist. This approach is what I call metabolic sovereignty. You stop chasing a single joint in isolation and start reclaiming control over your entire health. You stop managing the symptoms and start lowering the fire that feeds them. You become the commander of your own recovery. At Regen.MD, This whole body view isn't a footnote, it's the starting point. If your joints track your health, let's use that connection to heal them. For the sovereign seeker, the path is clear. It's a 3-step journey from audit to activation. We don't just fix joints, we reanimate your entire metabolic potential. We move from bankruptcy to abundance. Stop managing, start regenerating. I'm Dr. Gurpreet Padda. Let's fix the terrain together.